Hey everybody, this is Willow, and I'm working to help people to wake up. I want to talk to you guys today about this web-like structure that I discovered that was forming over my skin. Now, I did not notice this when I was first treating with Morgellons, which was 10 years ago. I didn't notice, or actually longer than that, further back than that, but I didn't notice this web-like structure then. I think because there was so much stinging and crawling and itching going on, that I didn't really notice how Morgellons was actually started to form over your skin. But this here recently, when I started having some of the symptoms return, like the itching and the stinging and all that, the crawling, I noticed there was it's like a film. It's like an invisible film that was kind of like stretched over my face, and it mainly bothered me because it was like stretched over my eye, and it was getting inside my eye, and I could feel it. So I knew it was there, but I couldn't see it. It's like it's so subtle and it's so invisible till you can feel it, but you can't see it. And I was putting all kind of eye drops in my eyes, and I was rubbing it and trying to get it off, and I couldn't get it off. It was still there. And then I started feeling it like on my arms and stuff. So it's Morgellons, when it starts forming over your skin, over your original skin, it's so subtle and it's so thin, it's so web-like till it's really impossible to stop it from forming, because when it takes hold of you, it's like you can feel it, but you can't. You feel it, you know it's there, but you can't see it. And I wanted to get some pictures of it, but I couldn't get it even after. Maybe if I had a microscope, maybe, but even with my camera being zooming in, I couldn't get it. So I couldn't get any pictures of it, but I just wanted to put this out there because some other people have noticed the web-like structure that forms in the beginning stages of Morgellons, and then it forms that web over your whole body, and then it just keeps building up on top of that, until it builds up in your body. But it's a weird, freaky web that forms over your body, and you can feel it. Now, I started the bathtub treatments, and I thought when I started my bathtub treatments I'd be able to see it, and honestly, I know it washed off, because I know I washed it off in the treatments and the Epsom salt and all, because I wasn't feeling the stinging and the itching and stuff, after I did the treatments. But I did see a lot of the little sparkly glitter things, that always comes out in the bathtub after I take a bath. And that's another thing I wanted to talk to you about. If I have never been sure in my life that the chemtrails was causing Morgellons, I am sure now. Because when I looked up smart dust, I heard somebody mention smart dust, and when I looked that up and I saw those pictures of smart dust, it looks exactly like those little square pieces of glitter that comes out of your skin when you do the treatments for Morgellons. It's exactly like that. It looks exactly like those little glittery things, the little sparkly things that comes out of your skin when you have Morgellons. It comes out sometimes in the sores, and sometimes you see the little sparkly, glittery, blue and red sparkly pieces of glitter particles coming out in the fibers. And then I know every time I would do a treatment, my bathtub would be filled with just little pieces of glitter. This is what the smart dust looks like. If you Google smart dust and you pull it up, you're going to see what I'm talking about. This is exactly what comes out of our skin. So that confirms it for me that chemtrails are the source behind Morgellons. I'm convinced of it now after seeing the smart dust. So I just wanted to put that out there. Also, there's another. I saw a video of a guy who who says that he has cured his Morgellons from with potassium iodide. Now he has a picture. He made a video, and he wants everybody that has Morgellons and everybody that's as a targeted individual to see this video, because he claims that by taking potassium iodide in a saturated solution and boron, that he has healed his body or removed the nanotechnology from his body. Now this is real interesting because I never really the pictures that he shows of his leg of when he started taking the potassium iodine and the boron, and the pictures he shows of the dry skin that formed over his leg. Now I had some of that skin. I mean, I always had a weird skin that came off, after I did my toe treatments. But his, it looks like it's formed across his whole leg, just all the dry skin. And he says that it's the potassium iodine and the boron that brought this skin. What it is, well, I don't know what kind of just weird skin, I guess you'd call it. It's a Morgellons skin, but it brought it to the surface. Now, he says he washed it off in the shower. Now, for me, the shower didn't help much with Morgellons. It took bathtub treatments for me. But if taking the potassium iodide solution, that, like he said, if it will bring it to the surface to where it kind of forms a thick layer of dry skin to where you can just wash it off in the shower, if that's what he's saying, if that's not what he said, but if it comes to the surface and forms a thick layer of dry skin like it looks like in his picture, then if that's the case, then that may be an easier way to remove the fungus, but I don't know. I'm not sure if that's what he was saying, but the picture that he showed in this video, I'm going to post a link for. It shows his whole leg there, and it's just covered in this dry skin. And he says this is the Morgellons fungus that has been brought to the surface by taking potassium iodine solution and boron. So this is good information. Like I said, I'm going to put the link down at the bottom so people can look at this. And this might be something that we may want to try, because if the potassium iodine solution, and he said boron, I don't know if he's talking about actually soaking in the borax, because that's boron, or if he means just taking the boron tablets. But but potassium iodine and the boron will bring the fungus to the surface like this, like it shows on his leg, it might be a better way of removing the fungus from the body. I don't know. Maybe he'll do some more videos for us. I don't know if that's the case, but for me, the only thing that works for me is doing the bathtub soakings and the Epsom salt and the baking soda, and the borax. But it's possible that maybe he's found a better way to get it out of your body. But anyway, that's pretty much what I wanted to touch on today, was the web-like skin that kind of forms over your skin, before the Morgellons actually takes hold. And then, I want to talk about, I talked about the glitter. For those of you who are not sure that the source behind Morgellons is in the chemtrails, check out the smart dust. Check out the images of the smart dust. I mean, you can just Google that and it pops up. I wanted to put that out there about the potassium iodine and the boron, because some people may want to try that as well. So anytime I see anybody with a new solution to Morgellons, or a new way of removing the fungus, or any kind of new treatment that people come up with, I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to leave links for it so that we can help other people out there who are suffering with this, because there's a lot more people. Y'all may not know it and y'all may not see it, But there's a lot more people that's being stricken with Morgellons now, and I see it in my neighborhood. And what's really sad is a lot of these people are elderly people in their 80s and 90s that's getting this fungus in their skin, and they telling me that they're itching and that their skin's crawling and stuff. And I know it's Morgellons, and I'm trying to help these people without trying to put them in a panic mode. You know, I don't want to come out and just tell them the truth, you know, the truth about all of it, because I don't want to scare them. But I'm trying to help them to remove this fungus from their body, and it's challenging, really, because some of them are so old and so frail that they're not going to be able to go through all the harsh treatments. So if we can find a better way without having to do the bathtub soakings every single day and 3 or 4 times a day, if we can find a better way to remove this from our body, that would be a godsend. So I'm going to leave the link for it below, and that's all I want to talk about today, guys. And I love y'all. Bye.